Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 7th episode of Kuromukuro. So, in the last episode, we had quite a battle between our main characters, and the Oni that got away but came back and was defeated properly this time. You had Kaya, the dude with the camera trying to live stream the whole event, probably got a crazy amount of views, almost died, if not actually died, in that explosion thing that happened near the end there. But they did defeat him, and he kind of like self-destructed, I think, which was not good. But it was a pretty big surprise to see a human-looking entity come out of it. So hopefully we get some answers on exactly what that was all about. And yeah, I guess we'll see who died and who lived to that encounter. So let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Uh, uh, that depends. Is that blood his or hers? Yeah. Apparently the mechs can commit harakiri. That's a thing. Uh, Appearances can be deceiving. She's not really a warrior like you, so you can't expect her to take that so well. It's a lot to take in. At the end of the day, somebody that looked human enough died right in front of her, pretty much because of her, so that's not gonna set right with her. It's not gonna be something she can just get over that quickly. Especially when she was told the person she was fighting was basically just a demon. So yeah, it's a rough day for her. Uh, but yeah, if that happens, you can't exactly question them, interrogate them. So it's a bit of a problem. uh, it figures the guys are all sitting on the ground around Mika. You know, because yours is current now. Yay, the childhood trauma stuff. Be careful what you wish for, Yukina. How did that actually go for you? I'm curious. Because if you're not back yet, I'm guessing not well. Still expecting to show up at some point in some form. A cute shirt. Speak up, I can't hear you. Get spirited away. Good thing she's repeating what she says, because we can't hear her. Always looks so impressive whenever we see it. Guys aren't getting along too well, I take it. uh, I'm sure. I'll bet. Sounds about right. Uh, Stupid live stream. Supposedly. You're not making a lot of sense. What exactly do you know? Of course. Because it's an anime after all. Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously. Okay. I figured it was something like that. uh, I mean, it makes sense they wanted the artifact that was stolen back. But Japan's the only moment that we know that has one. Humanity is not to be trifled with. uh, well, that's gonna happen one way or the other. Uh, a nice guy there. Some great cleavage. But she has to get in the robots. How else do you expect to fight off the Oni? Well, yeah, again, have you never watched an anime? Can I help you, Carlos? Why didn't you? Yeah, we haven't heard about them yet. Did they actually die in that? I figured they hadn't, but maybe they did. Yeah, that's enough. I mean, I was kind of 50-50 on them dying, but... feels like there's a very different atmosphere at school. What is with high school students not wanting to just get in the robot and save the world? Sophie. Okay. Well, I'm not Japanese, so I have an excuse. Tell us more about Hagakure. Okay, I feel it has something to do with Bushido. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like being a YouTuber. Well, right now she's on the path of coward, but I have faith in her that she'll do what she needs to do. I wouldn't quite go that far, but... I have a class I'd like to teach, please. Okay. So that's why she's here. And they're not listening. I feel so bad for this teacher. Pulling on the camera a little bit in that shot, but... I couldn't help but notice you're not wearing your helmet. Okay, there we go. Shin Tateyama Station. It's a good thing, huh? I feel like they're always transporting it. Oh my. Yeah, that's it's a good day for you to be their teacher, yeah. I was not expecting that. But Mika looking good. Yeah, I love you loving swimming as well. Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff, ain't it? Yeah, it's almost as if he's a warrior or a samurai. Some amazing swimsuits. Like, seriously, aside from the yellowish one, those are pretty good. The middle one's probably my favorite swimsuit, but Mika, I like best. And you got Sophia's in a relatively normal skull swimsuit. That's how you can evade the eyes. Yes. It's interesting how they're allowed to wear just different swimsuits, considering this is a school class. A couple things, you might say. She's a good teacher. I definitely approve of her. She's great. I want to do things to them. Unspeakable things. Should be an interesting conversation. Yeah, generally you shouldn't, but... She might need a bit of an extra push. Yukina. Probably could have phrased that better. Definitely a misunderstanding here, but... She's not right. She's right about that. Gotta tell her how he feels. I mean... And there's a nice fish in this swimming class, I can tell you that right now. He's just confused. Especially because Yukina is the only one that can actually pilot the mech, so... Yeah, very confusing for him. I heard stalking was normal anime, so I wanted to give it a try. If you're gonna be here, make yourself useful. Carry this stuff. He's clearly shopping for dinner. Heavy? You're a samurai. What are you on about? You know how heavy a katana is? Of course. Kuromukuro. This isn't Shokugeki no Soma. You don't need to go into detail. Well, I'm still leaning on you being a reincarnation, so. That's a little bit mean. You're not a tool, you're my partner. I want to fight out the mech with you. Kokai, 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 Su. She is not. But I can ask you politely several times until you give in. I mean, to be fair, I've seen anime where Oni look like humans, mostly, if not entirely. I mean, maybe it's a matter of the Onis captured all of the members of his old clan, and that's what that's about, and they're piloting the mechs for them. That could be it, I don't know. But then he would have recognized a person himself. But I don't know. She's worried about you. Oh, damn. Not quite a katana battle, but... Koharu! Sure. That makes one of the Yukina daughters... Well, you know what I mean. I don't remember her last name. Oh? A tablet? Yeah, it's got this thing called a touchscreen. Golu. Like Yahoo. Just laying on the bed, nice and comfy. And he did. Yeah, she kind of went a bit too far with that line. Oh, we're gonna actually see... Oh, cool. I mean, humanity can evolve pretty quickly. So that's what happened there. Longer. Okay, so Glongo's the name of the mech. Kuromukuro, got it. I got it. Ooh, pointy. How much of those Earthlings know, really? So Glonger's a threat, they just want to destroy it, okay. I don't really care too much about getting it back. Yeah, because this is their technology. That's probably going to be a downfall. F.E. dog. It's going to be a hard name to remember, I'm going to tell you right now. Does it include emoticons? Emojis? Smiley faces? No, thank you. I think we'll keep it. That name clearly meant something to him. I don't know if we've heard the name before in this show. We might have. I don't know. I got tired of work. She will. For once, you know, as a change of pace. They have a nice sibling relationship. Having fun there? I got something here that you can eat. It's not quite ready yet, but help yourself. Uh, some mother-daughter bonding. It's nice. It's quiet, but it's nice. Wow, they've really been at it. No, she's kind of not worried about that. Well, most heroes and heroines are the same way. They change their mind eventually, though. uh, not sure why you would be called alive for something somebody else said, but whatever. I mean, she kind of was. Uh, uh, yeah, but things happen. Uh, where's everybody? Uh, she's gone. And there goes the episode. Things that kind of escalated a bit there near the end. But yeah, one thing's for sure is Yukina still hasn't quite forgiven her father. But as her mother made apparent, she doesn't know everything in regards to him. You get to see a peek at our enemies. The Oni. I mean, we didn't really get to learn that much more. Aside from the fact that the guy that deployed there wasn't supposed to. And we learned their name, the F-Eagle or something. And their name for the Kuromukuro. What else did we get? They were impressed by how much humanity's advanced in 450 years. Which, I mean, they really shouldn't be. Humanity does advance in tech pretty quickly. Yeah, that's what it does. It carries it. So that was the 7th episode of Kuromukuro. And this episode, we got to see Yukina's full-on reaction to finding out the opponent that she was fighting and basically killed was very much human-looking, which did not, it kind of rubbed her the wrong way. She was not happy about that. And kind of didn't want to pilot the robot anymore, which is very common for anime where teenagers have to pilot a robot to save the world. It's kind of a thing we've come to expect. Shinji Hikari from Evangelion be the most obvious example, but certainly not the only one, I'm sure. Akagi and Kaya seem to still be missing and or dead. Now, I've been conditioned to where if I don't see a corpse of an anime character, usually I assume they're still alive. So I still think there's a decent chance that they are still alive. But I don't know. I mean, where would they be if they were? Like, the only thing, either they're dead or they were captured by the Oni. I don't really see any other option there. Because there'd be no other reason for them to just not be at school, so either they're dead or they're in Oni hands. That's all I can really see. On a more lighthearted note, we had some fun classroom stuff this episode. Like Sophie, you know, the French exchange student that seems to be kind of a samurai enthusiast. I like how she starts quoting Hagakure, the Bushido Bible, at some of these Japanese students, and she's like, "Oh my god, you're Japanese and you don't know this stuff?" Like, she is kind of a weeaboo. You know, she looks at Japanese culture from afar and kind of gets her own ideas about how it is. And no, modern Japanese citizens don't all, you know, follow Bushido and are well versed in that stuff. I mean, I'm not actually Japanese, so I can't say that for 100%, but I think that's the case. I think she knows a lot more about this stuff than the average Japanese citizen she'll come across, especially like at high school. But anyway, we had Marina, I think she's called the counselor, become the teacher for the day, which it was great timing because there's swimming class today, and most of the students wore the somewhat normal school swimsuit, but some of them are apparently allowed to wear their own swimsuits, which they were very nice swimsuits, I can't deny that. And Miko definitely looked very good in hers, I'll say that. But Ken's reaction was funny. He was like, "Oh my god, these girls are practically naked and this is a problem somehow." Even though he himself is practically naked, but, you know, whatever. And yeah, the other students could clearly see all the scars and stuff around his body because, yeah, he lived the life of a samurai. He obviously would get scars from that. And yeah, I also had Marina trying to help Ken with his issues, but she kind of misunderstood, thinking it was romance problems and it was actually save the world problems, but she probably wouldn't have guessed that. Throughout the episode, we do have Yukina kind of still dealing with the issues she has with her father about the claims he made back in the day causing her trouble at school, and just wanted him to go away, and he did, and in spite of that, she seems to still have a problem with him. Like, I don't know, just, I'm sure she'll get over it eventually, especially if he actually does show it back up in her life and she finds out a bit more about what's going on with this situation and everything. She might have a bit of a change of heart on that whole thing. But more importantly, the biggest plot thing we had this episode was probably actually getting to see our enemy, the Oni, with kind of a council meeting. I think they call themselves Effidog, and we got the real name of the Kuromukuro relic, Glungur, which apparently they mentioned something about an advanced party, which is clearly what they're talking about, the 450 years ago thing, which they were defeated. And obviously, Glungur was left over from that as a weapon for them to have, which them studying it probably had a lot to do with how much they've advanced technologically in the past 450 years, which would explain why they were surprised by their advancement in that time period. Why they waited this long to go back to Earth, I couldn't tell you. Does it have something to do with the father? Who knows? But what is clear is that they are coming here for something. Now, it seems like they're trying to get specific pieces of one overall relic. At least that's what it came off as to me. Like, I think they were like, one of them found one of them. Probably Area 51. Because they did mention that being wiped out and then it kind of being stopped. So that was probably what that was about. And yeah, and they also commented on hoping that the humans don't know too much about this. So they're probably trying to form pieces of one really powerful relic. I guess that's what's going on here. I can guess, but yeah, we finally actually got a real glimpse at our enemy here. Sort of. They're covered, so they probably all look human. That was the only reason I could think of for them to be all covered up like that. To still keep that kind of air of mystery about what they really are. But yeah, I mean, like I said, technology has advanced a lot since then, so humanity should have a good chance of fending them off again. Even though so far Japan's the only one that's really succeeded in that because they had Kuromukuro to do so. And the episode kind of ended off with Yukina and her mother having a bit of a fight. Yukina was kind of being somewhat disrespectful to both her mother and father this episode, so I can't really blame her mother for getting a little bit frustrated with her. She was she was being a bit out of line there. But yeah, just I do hope that Yukina does manage to improve her relationship with her parents before the series is over, because that's always been kind of a thing with this show. Even from the first episode, the two of them never really had a great relationship. So it was more of a not really interacting very much thing rather than actually fighting thing like we got this episode. So, you know, maybe this is the first step of them kind of working things out at some point, but anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, the Dragon of Oshu, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.